everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Von, and today we will be discussing a very special topic because I have here with me a very special friend here in the UK, and I've been with him since back there in the Philippines. I think this is also timely for you guys to know his professional growth here in the UK because I think marami sa inyo ang nagtatanong, how is it to be or to become a Band 6 here in the UK? What is really a Band 6? Ano bang role ng Band 6? What are the roles of becoming a Band 6? And how does it take or what does it take to have a specialization? Ano ba ang differences nun? At ano ba ang magiging advantage and disadvantage, work and life balance here in the UK if you are a Band 6 or a specialized nurse? So, hang on as we discuss how is it to become a Band 6 here in the UK.
Hold up.
Alam nyo guys, nagtatalo pa kami kung maganda pa kaming tingnan or okay ba ang frame namin. But anyway, I have here with me Ken as my guest. Hindi naman talaga siya guest, but he's not really a guest on my vlogs because he always appears on most of my vlogs, especially travel vlogs. But today's video, this is a very special vlog because we will talk about his professional or his career here in the UK. First and foremost, can you tell our netizens, the nurses out there or our viewers, what is your specialization here in the UK?
Before ko sasagutin yan, I wanted to invite everyone to also please subscribe to my channel. It can be your adventure. So, type nyo lang dyan sa search button. It can be your adventures, K-E-N. So anyway, so my name is Ken. I'm 32 years old. I've been living here in the UK, specifically here in Greater London for already 5 years. And I've just recently had my indefinite leave to remain status granted last February, which is
congratulations.
So yes, so 1 more year to go for my citizenship. But anyway, I'm working in a private hospital here in London, working as a stroke rehabilitation nurse for, let's say, almost 4 years now. Because when I came over here, I was actually assigned in the acute medicine and geriatric nursing, and then I worked for a year in ENT, surgeries or surgeries concerning about the eyes, ears,
and neck,
nose,
neck
and throat, and as well as breast surgeries. So
okay,
that's where I was assigned for like a year, and then I eventually transferred to a stroke rehab facility for now 4 years. I've got like personal reasons why I stay there, and apart from that, I actually love working in the unit, working with stroke patients.
So many of the viewers out there is asking, so what is the difference of the acute stroke and the rehab stroke center or ward if you may say?
Okay, so the difference is with my unit, we cater patients who are on the rehabilitative phase. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga stroke patients na on their acute phase pa, like take for example, if someone had a stroke attack, so that means they are still on the critical level. So that means they're not suited for our unit because we are on the rehabilitative phase, as I said. So, yung mga acute, ititreat muna sila doon sa isang facility or isang unit, or pwede ba sila i-thrombolize doon muna. So they need to be stabilized, and then let's say for after like a few days, once these patients are already stabilized, then that's the time that they can be transferred to our unit for rehabilitative phase. Because I work in a private hospital, so there's only like 10 beds. Our unit is 10 beds, but majority of our patients there are actually for stroke rehab, and our unit is actually built for rehabilitation for stroke patients. Like we have ceiling hoist, we have actually like robotics, on the ceiling. Ganun pa lang, walang ganun sa Philippines actually. So I was very lucky and very fortunate to have actually worked in a facility or work in an institution wherein we have high caliber I would say facilities and equipments, all for our patients to to be able for them to help them with their rehabilitative phase.
So from there you started as a Band 5 and now you are already a Band 6 as a promotion. Can you tell them like just a brief journey how you came to this position as a Band 6?
To tell you guys, it was never easy. But, you know, this is just for my own experience. So, other nurses out there who are already working here in the UK or probably here in London for many years already, their experience might probably be different because it was probably easier for them to go from band 5 to band 6. But on my experience, it was like...
So you had these hurdles.
Yes, very difficult for me because it took me actually 3 attempts, 3 failed interviews. Sa pangatlo kong interview, actually I told my manager, I'm not gonna appear for any interview anymore. I think it's not for me. I'm not gonna go for band 6. I'm happy to be band 5 already. You know, I've been becoming a nurse in charge in the unit, and I do my work as happy as I am. I'm satisfied, and you know, if ever this position is not given to me, I'm happy to like stay on band 5. But you know, with so much persuasion coming from my manager, she told me, oh, just do the last one, yung last hurdle na lang for the 3rd interview. So yung 3rd interview, yung first 2 interviews ko, actually I prepared, but not so serious as I had when I had my 3rd interview. So yung sa 3rd interview, gumawa na talaga ako ng parang, ano ba yan, dream board for me na. Kenneth Jo Uy, band 6, may mga ganun na level.
At least it inspired you to do well on the succeeding interview, and I think it's really your perfect time to have it. Like everyone does have their own perfect time, so just keep on and just keep just have faith, because your time is just gonna come. If it's gonna be yours, it's gonna be yours.
Yeah.
Really.
Kung ako lang, if I wanted to, you know, on my own experience, based on my own experience, what I actually wanted to impart to all of you guys who are currently on band 5 and who are actually planning to go for a band 6 post, just make sure that whatever the result is, if you know that you did your best, you did your best. If it's not granted to you, just always bear in mind that it might not be your time yet. So, you know, sometimes God delays, you know, delays His blessings for us so that we might as well learn, you know, along the way. The most important thing is not really the end result. It's not really the destination, but the journey. So always you have to savor the journey, because you know, like take for example for me, it took me like 3 attempts of failed interviews, but you know, yung victory ko is bittersweet, you know. It was sweeter the 3rd time around.
So you mentioned that you had hurdles along the way. Like what are the most challenging factors or aspect of you becoming a band 6 or becoming a band 6 or being a band 6?
To be honest, ang pinaka sigurong challenge doon is actually taking in charge. So, because most of the time, if you are like band 5, it's like easier for you to just like handle patients without probably much more so of the leadership responsibility. Kasi when you go for a band 6 post, the most important thing that you should have as a quality of a band 6 is you have to be a leader. You have to lead the team most of the time, and most of the time you are in charge of the ward and your organization, as well as, you know, patient handling, patient acuity. What are you gonna do this? You know, even to resolve any issues with staff, with patients, it's all up to your shoulder if you are on band 6. So,
with regards to being a band 6, what are the usual competencies, or especially like say band 6 in a stroke rehab, what are your usual competencies or paperwork that needs to be complied, or what should I do, like if I'm a band 6 or I'm a band 5 and I wanted to become a band 6 someday? What do you think I should do? So
before, what they actually like require, I'm not so sure if, you know, this applies to all trust or to all other hospitals or institutions here in the UK. But as they said, when you go for a band 6, it's better that you go for a mentorship course. So you become a mentor first. You have like a short course, like 3 to 4 months course in a proper university. Take the proper course and then pass the course. Maybe a leadership course would do as well, because that is mostly your pathway. You know, if you wanted to go for a higher position or higher band, like band 5 to band 6, you go for a course that will benefit you, like leadership, like will hone your skills in leadership, supervision, and management. So that is mostly what you're gonna do, because as a band 5, you mostly do the clinical things, like, you know, your clinical responsibilities. When you go on for a band 6, ang added doon is yung supervision and management. So that's the thing that you have to actually take into consideration. If you wanted to for a band 6, make sure that you're equipped with not only clinical clinical skills, but also your supervisory and leadership skills.
Right. This is one important thing to learn as well. How do you maintain the work-life balance if you're a band 6 compared to your band 5 before?
Okay. Probably there's not much of a difference when you're like band 5 or band 6 because, of course, you have the same hours to work with. There's 37.5 hours per week and 162.5 hours per month. So that's equivalent to like around 14 to 13 days of work in a month. So and it's scattered all over in a month. So there are a lot of days off for you to like actually depending if you wanted to like do overtimes, kung gusto mong bank shifts, gusto mong kumita ng maraming pounds at pera, you can always do that. But of course, in this country, work-life balance is actually very essential, you know, for workers. They actually give importance to the welfare of their employees. So
and it's mandatory that you take your annual leave because that is, I mean, those are the days that you can recharge yourself because that's important as well.
Exactly.
Like not only physical but mental and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Dito, yung travel, this is not like actually like a leisure, it's like culture here.
Is it difficult or exhausting to be a stroke rehab nurse?
Paano ko ba sasabihin? Yes, I would say it is. It's like the same as with nursing, you know. It's like love-hate relationship in terms of how you deal with your patients, of how you are as a nurse. Sa haba-haba ng panahon na pagiging nurse mo, actually there will come to a point that you will actually like experience burnout. That's what they call compassion fatigue. So, you know, you give so much of yourself to a point wherein you become so exhausted of giving yourself so much to your patients and even to your co-staff. So, sa akin, you know, wala namang madaling trabaho. So, every work is always like a challenge, and it's all up to you how you have to create like a balance between enjoying your work at the same time trying to be with your work, you know, within the level of your work. So, depende na lang din sa tao.
I think if you took the challenge, I mean, you took that promotion, there is always this challenge na these being exhausted in a day because the day is very challenging.
Isipin nyo na lang tataas din yung sahod nyo. So, that's just like one motivation for you. It's like
we will go there on the next question. Okay, since you already mentioned about salary. Okay, so I know that there are differences between the salary in NHS Band 5, Band 6 to the private sector Band 5, Band 6, but we'll talk about the private sector Band 5, Band 6. So, as a Band 6, in a range, without the overtime, bank shifts,
parang pag-usapan natin dito. Monthly,
how much? Let's do monthly.
Depende, you know, disclaimer. This is just based on not my own salary, but siguro sabihin nga natin general. But siguro roughly, siguro mga na beyond 2,000 pounds. It's between like 2,000 to 3,000 maybe.
Okay, so that means wag na lang tayong mag-band 6 kasi it's almost the same.
Not really.
Is that what?
No, it's not like really the same. Siguro medyo malaki naman yung difference. Hindi naman sabihin natin ang difference niya is like, let's say 50 pounds lang. Malaki din, you know, aabutin ng mga hundreds actually.
That's actually controversial because some people say that I will earn this salary as a band 5. Why would I become a band 6 then? Because
but take note guys, ang salary dito sa UK will always be based on a lot of factors. Take note, they have to count your experience. How many years have you been as a nurse? Ika-count din nila kung na-experience ka ba sa NHS o wala. Kung wide range ba experiences mo, or have you been into like higher positions? Nag-assume ka na ba ng leadership roles? So, these factors will also affect your salary.
Right.
So, hindi ibig sabihin na sinabi kong 2,000 mahigit or sabihin natin 3,000. That is just like the range.
Okay.
It could play like, let's say,
in
plus or minus 3,000, plus or minus 2,500. So, maybe.
Okay, so actually asking and answering salaries and questions about salaries, that's really
controversial
and difficult. But I think the goal of this vlog is to give information at the same time, give the direct information coming from the band 6. So for those who are listening or viewing us or watching us right now, what advices can you give and what tips can you give as well?
Okay, so for you guys, for my fellow nurses who are currently working here in the UK, who are band 5s currently and are planning to like go on for a higher position or to become like a band 6, make sure that you are prepared. Prepared for the interview, prepared of what's to come. If ask yourself if you are ready for the challenge, if you can actually lead a team, or if you are ready for what's to come when you go on for a higher position, because it's never easy always, because you are also in a foreign country, so things are way too different with how you practice your profession back in the Philippines and how you practice your profession as a nurse here in the UK. So be prepared.
That's good. And I think it's also important that you have to find your core. I mean, you have to find, like, you have this goal.
I agree as
what are the reasons that you're doing things? Who are the reasons behind this? The steps that you're gonna take, and the dreams, the reasons behind your dreams. So just keep the faith and keep praying to the Lord, because your time will always come.
Yeah.
I'm not a band 6 yet. Well,
You're on your
because
way, maybe.
if you come to think of it, band 6 is not just becoming a charge nurse or a sister here.
Exactly.
You can be a band 6 by becoming a clinical nurse specialist, or a band 6 by becoming a different position. So if you just talking about in a general success, so you just have to pray for it. You work for it, you prepare for it, and you pray for it. I think those are important
Prepare
things.
and pray.
Yes.
Two
Prepare and
things.
pray. And have faith.
Exactly. Because when you're prepared for the action.
Yes. Right. So I think we've learned a lot from Ken.
Thank you.
And I hope you learned something else which is worth noting as well today. And I hope to learn as well from you guys. If you got some suggestions, advice, or recommendation, or you've got some points, you can drop the comments on the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this to your friends. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for the new videos I make. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this
Thank you in
channel.
advance, guys. Yeah, I really need only 350 subscribers now.
Let's support each
Desperado.
other. Okay, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video, and see you on the next videos and adventure. Bye.
Bye.